So first tip here is with sticky dough, there's like this high hydration 72% dough I've got here. I used to immediately cover it in flour when I was starting out, but what I've since learned is that if you just dampen your hands ever so slightly under the tap, make them slightly moist, and the dough doesn't stick to your fingers and it's much easier to manipulate and move around. So my next tip is, rather than using flour, use very, very fine semolina. This will help you shape your pizza on the worktop. It helps stop it from sticking to your peels, and it can give a little bit of an extra crunch to the pizza. So the first thing I do is get my dough ball and then literally dunk it. Get it as covered as you possibly can do in the semolina. Once you've done this, it'll not be sticky anymore, and away you go. And that's my next tip. Also, if you can, shape on it as well. So get yourself a pile of semolina and then shape your pizza on that. Look at that dough, lovely. Next tip, pizza app, fabulous app, love it. Some people don't, but I like it, it's pretty good. Now, one of the worst things you can do is, your demand is 6 dough balls at 280 grams, and you go through all the making it, fermentation, and you come to balling it up, and you get 5 dough balls at 280 grams and 1 at 265 because of bits that you've left on your spoon or bits in your bowl. So what I do is click this, settings, and wastage, 3%. So essentially it's adding 3% ingredients to everything that I've got here. So when I make 6, I usually end up with one that's about 309 grams, which is the one I give to the neighbours because there's only 3 of them and 1 pizza. So, but I always end up with 280 gram balls or more, never less. So that's my second tip. Third tip, when you're making your dough and you've got all your ingredients and you've mixed it up and you think, right, that's enough of that. The tip is to leave some flour out of your recipe to one side. Only a small amount, because what happens is you can use that bit of flour, which is your ingredients, to clean your utensils. And that then gets rid of all the ingredients off your utensils. Again, turn it over, you don't have to save much flour, it's a couple of pinches, and that then gets your spoon super clean, and your ingredients is all in the bowl where it should be. So tip number 4, round dough tubs. I started out with a pile of these. I think I've got about 18 of them, but you can get them from Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. They are something like 14 quid for 10, I think, something like that. But when you're starting out and you want to try and get round pizza, it's good if you can get one if you get your dough balls to ferment in here and double in size, then you get your dough ball out with a bit of patience and you've got a nice round ball to start with. I did a video using these a couple of weeks ago, so have a look for that. But again, pretty flour everywhere from that last one, but they're pretty good, and you can use them for other things as well, so never lost. Next tip for those that cook with gas, get yourself a refillable bottle. Now my oven sucks gas, so I bought one of these because a normal Calagas 6 kilogram bottle lasts about 4.5 cooks on that oven I've got. It uses that much gas. Now a Calagas bottle is about £35 to refill or get swapped for a new one that's full, should I say, and which is quite expensive. So you know, you can't carry on at £35 every few weeks just to get some pizzas. So I bought this. This was £175 for the empty bottle. After 5 times I've filled this, it paid for itself, because to fill this, which is a 10 litre one, it cost me just over £8.50 to fill it, which is 10 kilos of gas. And a Calagas bottle that I was using before that's £35 to swap is 6 kilos. So without a doubt, it's a no-brainer. It saved me an absolute fortune having this now. I've filled it up probably 20 times, so I've saved a fortune. So if you're cooking with gas, think about one of these. You can get them in different sizes as well. You don't have to get the 10 kilo. This is a big one. They do a 7 kilo and the 7.5 kilo and a 5 kilo one. So if you're paying for gas and it's getting a bit heavy, think about investing in one of these. It hurts a bit at first, but it does pay for itself, and then when it does, you'll love going for gas. And the other thing as well, get quick release. So I can connect that to my barbecue or my pizza oven or whatever else, even an outdoor patio heater, which I do. And once you've got the gas and it's, like I say, 8 quid to fill it up, you don't mind using it. You don't care if it runs out in a few days or whatever. So highly recommended. Tip number 7, lamination. Somebody asked me the other week what this was, and essentially it's a way of getting gluten to build up in your dough, and it's a case of stretching it out, getting it as thin and as big as you can do. It's used by lots of bread makers, and it's great especially on, like I say, high hydration stuff where you need to build the gluten up. And in a nutshell, essentially, you just fold it on itself. And that is laminating. And you do that a good few times, bit of a rest in between each one, and it'll build the gluten up in no time. The next tip is, if you cook with wood, get something in there ready and it'll dry it out a bit quicker, and then when you come to throw it actually on the fire later on, it goes up instantly. It gives you a nice big flame straight away. That's the next tip. Bingo. So this is my next tip, which is when you're going to turn your pizza around, it's good to go in from the side. If it's ripped or it sticks, then you can go in from the other side, you can go in from the front, but going in from the side is pretty good. Got a bit of extra space, and just in case it goes wrong, it leaves you a little bit of room to manoeuvre to try and rescue things. So my next tip is, if you get more and more into making pizzas like I did, you're probably going to want to start thinking about some sort of outdoor shelter to make pizzas in all weathers. And one of the things you want to look at getting is a nice slab of granite. So this is a piece of granite that I found on eBay for 60 quid with a bit of back. It's somebody's old kitchen that's been ripped out. Pretty much perfect size. I don't have an edge strip on the end, so I've just put a piece of wood there, but this is ideal. So if you're thinking about making an outdoor pizza prep area, see if you can find a piece of granite locally. It's really nice to work on. Another tip here is, don't get black granite because it gets red hot in the sun. This still gets quite warm in the sun when the direct sunlight's on it, but if you get something red hot, all your toppings end up getting hot sat on it, and the pizza base starts to cook whilst it's on here. So try and get something as light as you can do. So that's my last tip. Hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers, thanks for watching.